Okay, so that's that. So we are now back in the hive. I guess that's to be expected. Whenever a mysterious portal shows up somewhere, it always seems to take you where you want to go, it seems. Right, so we want to go back to the mortuary. But before we do that, we've got a lot of loot to get rid of. And I think I do want to identify the celestial fire because I haven't actually done that yet. This heavy blade is warm to the touch and flames have been carved across the surface of the blade. The intricacy of the carvings is breathtaking. Alright. Identify it. It's the only object that Trias has left to remind him of the upper planes. This heavy blade is warm to the touch. Not surprisingly, celestial fire can be wielded only by those with sufficient strength and purity of heart. When used in combat, it bursts into a holy radiance that burns any evil creature it strikes in combat. Good. Alright. Let's go sell some loot.
Done.
I think I'm gonna do this off camera, just because there's so much. So I will pause recording here and return when I have finished selling everything and just let you give you a summary of what I've done. So I'll be back. Alright, hello everyone, I am back. And I have purchased a lot of blood charms. These, I don't know, blood candy things or whatever. I don't know how they're used. And I've also sorted out the inventory quite a bit. So Nameless One gets a bunch of the more unique items, including Grimoire of Pestilential Thought, which you should consult sometime today. Morta gets some more of the books type items. Anna gets keys. Dakin gets these spell items because I'd prefer if he were a pure mage type, because then he'd be more powerful for attacking. But I don't find him to be an especially good fighter, so I'll supplement his magic with all these items which cast spells. Valor, well, he's mainly an attacker, but he also gets reused body parts, and Grace just gets the other random stuff. So that's how it's going to be. And I still have a few missing spell slots for the Nameless One in level 6. I apparently have not found any spells that would fill these, so I'm going to keep an eye out for anything like that. And I think where I'm going to start searching is probably what's her face? Mabella. Or I forget what her name is. Because she used to sell spells, maybe she has something more powerful now. I did check in the other store, the lower ward, but didn't find anything there, so if what's her face?
You know, Fiendling, I see the way you look at the Chief. Nothing to be ashamed of. Why'd you say something?
Well, she did.
I'll never tell him how I feel. Nor shall you prattle on to him about it. There's a mark of doom on him, and I'll not sway him from his path. Do you hear me, Skull?
All right. Calm down. Sheesh.
Alright. Mebeth. There we go. So yeah, we'll see if she has the spells. As you enter, Mebeth looks up, her face ashen. She looks ill. Oh, right, because she was Ravel, who is now dead. So that's a little bit interesting. As you watch, creases spread across the folds of her face like cracks, and her grey eyes flicker, as if having trouble focusing on you. Mebeth, are you alright? Aye, she smiles weakly, and her voice is scratchy, as if trying to force its way past layers of dust. When she speaks, it is like an echo. I have a little longer. Mebeth, did you know you were Ravel? She takes a deep breath. Her words come slowly, her voice rattling in her throat. Mayhap, Mebeth has forgotten herself many times over. I have dreamed that I was someone else. Each word is heavier than the last, as if centuries of weight are pressing down on them. Her body seems to shift slightly, as if wanting to relax. Let go. How could you not know who you are? How is it ye do not know yourself? Mebeth licks her lips. Many things, even bits of the self, they fall through memory's cracks, shadows of things forgotten. These memories, thing pieces, may be bad, may be good. But, alright, your Nameless One will play. But why, Mebeth? Why the disguise when you could have been Ravel again? Here in this place, all I did was the mending of things and bodies, setting the bones, delivering babes. In all these things, I was content. She sighs. As for being that other, that Ravel, she licks her lips again, I think you take for granted what a comfort it would be, oft times, to misplace a memory or two. Yeah, and we weren't sure if you were going to be here. Aye, my precious one. Seeing you here, it is like an echo. Little time remains. The threads, these ravels, they are unraveling as we speak. Are you in pain? She nods. Yes, yet it is the irony which hurts the most. She gives a sickly smile. An act of kindness, thrice repaid. It is the way of the plains that my acts of kindness should be the death of me. She laughs softly. Yet I have no regrets. I have questions, Mebeth. I need to know who did this to you. Can you... Well, we think it's us, because we thought we killed Ravel, but we saw a little cutscene that showed something else killing her. But I don't think we'd know about that. She holds her hand to silence you. Precious man, I would have you hear me, this last time. Very well. Precious man, she says, alls I wished to do was set the lady free of her cage. For ye? Alls I wished for ye was to live, and for me daughter She sighs. There is a saying on the plains, that a hag's kindness is crueler than her hate, and poisons all it touches. I think we've seen the truth of that? Yeah. I am dying now. She blinks her rheumy eyes. My end. It's traveling from all of time's directions. All of Ravel's threads are unraveling. Yet, mayhap not all is lost. One of my black barb seeds from the maze. Did you bring one with you? Yes, we did. She takes a seed gingerly, and she slips into her graying locks. So the unity of rings is served. With a flickering glance, she raises her hand and beckons you to come closer. Okay. She whispers something softly under her breath, then clasps your head into her hands and places a paper-thin kiss upon your forehead. You close your eyes as her lips touch your skin. And we say, I will let you daughter know you thought of her at the end, Mebeth. May the plains receive you kindly.
Updated my journal.
And she's gone. Okay. Well, I guess that means that we need to, got a side quest now to go back to the brothel of slaking intellectual lusts.
Right. We need to set up Kip now.
Yeah, and we should, before we go into the mortuary, we should, of course, sleep. I guess Mebeth's hut is now free. But before I go and do that, I want to check on the other character who we met. I think in the,
I must rest.
Oh, be quiet. Yeah, we heard that already. In the Undersigil, or... I don't remember what that place was called, but the one where we found Ferret. I think that was another of Ravel's forms. Alright. I'm just going to send a Nameless One to do all the traveling, because Yeah, walking around with all these party members is a little bit trying.
All right.
So yeah, I will resume this recording when I am at the place I'm talking about. Alright, here we are.
Done.
The little corpse place.
All right.
Although it looks like the character who used to be here is not here, so
I'm gone.
I guess we'll just go and do that. We'll just go and tell Ravel's daughter that she thought of her. Alright, I'll be back again. Yeah, I think it was Kesai Saris.
Anna, if you don't like me staring, why do you wear that, you know, that vest?
It lets my skin breathe, you idiot.
Well, sure takes my breath away.
Right. Kesai Saris smiles warmly as I draw near her, pushing a wavy lock of her hair away from her bright crimson eyes. Well, greetings once again. Something I can do for you? Hello, Kesai. I bring you news of your mother. Kesai sighs. Must you remind me always? I am no happier about my lineage now than I was when you first told me of it. She is dead, Kesai. She stops abruptly, then laughs. You must be joking. Ravel? Dead? How? What could possibly kill her? I was forced to kill her in self-defense. I took no pleasure in it. I see. Several conflicting expressions cross her exotic face, difficult to interpret. And why do you feel a need to tell me this? Because there's more. She spoke of you near the end. She recoils, looking terrified. She did? May the powers help me. What did she say? Let me explain, please. It wasn't Ravel exactly that spoke of you. Ravel has still been living in Sigil all this time. In a way, or various aspects of her did. One aspect was an old herbalist midwife who made her home in Ragpicker Square. Her name was Mebeth. Mebeth? I've heard of her, but I've never met her. She's one of the few people in the hive that some in the upper wards would occasionally seek out, for her charms and herbs. Yep, that's her. After my confrontation with Ravel in the Lady's Maze, I visited Mebeth, and there discovered that Mebeth was dying. As an aspect of Ravel, she could not survive the true Ravel's death. Before Mebeth died, she spoke with regret that she could not show you kindness, as she put it. There is a saying on the plains that a hag's kindness is crueler than her hate, and poisons all it touches. So Kesai is asking if she wasn't a part of Ravel, then how could she not be evil? Well, she wasn't evil like Ravel, even though she's a part of her. Yeah, an aspect, yes. When Ravel had a kind side, I think, and I believe Mebeth was the purest expression of that part of her, she showed me kindness and asked for little in return. I'm grateful to her. Kesai looks at you, even more conflicted now. And you think this part of her wished to be a mother to me, to show me kindness, but feared her nature would bring me harm? Yeah, that's it. She shudders involuntarily, then sighs. I'm not sure if I should be grateful that you told me this, but now that I know, I have to know the full of it. Give me a moment to ask my father of this. Alright, and we'll wait here. Strain your ears. I guess our character is that kind of person. You lean toward Kesai, attempting to hear what she's muttering. Alright, she's talking to some fiend thing, I guess. You lean toward Kesai, attempting to hear what she's muttering. Alright, I think that's a little bit too obvious. We'll wait patiently. I don't think we want to be too obvious. Kesai returns to you, her exotic eyes rimmed with tears. My father confirms your tale. My mother indeed is no longer among the living. As I said, I am sorry. I will leave you to your thoughts. My father said that you showed my mother a kindness at the end, one he would like to repay. He asked me to tell you that something you seek lies in your dreams.
Updated my journal.
I found a means to dream again, but I didn't find anything. Alright, perhaps you should try again. Alright, she sighs, pondering you, and then seems to come to a reluctant decision. Perhaps I can be of help in this matter. You know that I've always been fascinated with dreams. Learning of my heritage has made me realize why. The blood of the Grey Wastes is in me means I have power over dreams, though. Though I've never used it because I never knew I possessed it. But perhaps I could use it on your behalf in this instance. Hags are known to ride men's dreams and turn them into nightmare, and ride them to their death.
Updated my journal.
I doubt I could do something like that, nor would I want to, but it is possible I could accompany you in your dreams, and could perhaps help you find whatever it is my father has spoken of. Would you be willing? I realize it would be a great invasion of privacy, but perhaps I could render aid that would make it worthwhile to you. My lady, I would welcome you in my dreams, for I suspect you'll have a place there regardless. Not in character. Yeah, I would appreciate any aid you can render, Kisai. Thank you kindly. Alright, give me some time to prepare myself. Come back in a day, and we'll go to the stream machine you spoke of.
Done.
Great. So I guess we'll go back to, Mabus Hut. 6:39 p.m. Let's see how long it takes to travel to the hut. I don't think I'm going to pause the recording for this. I got a few other stray thoughts going on. One in particular is that I think we were told early on in the adventure that we would be facing representations of good, evil, and neutrality. And I think Ravel was the evil one, Trias was the good one.
Grace, I'm scared.
Oh.
Hold me.
Be quiet, Morta.
You may be scared, Mort, but I would be afraid too if I were to hold you.
Right. And the neutral one is the one that we have yet to face. Alright, so we rest for 8 hours.
Your verbal sparring is quite potent. Perhaps I should assess the extent of your skill.
Only if I can rest on your pillow.
What was that?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Not a thing.
Mort never shuts up. Alright, it is now 10:48 p.m., which I think means that we rested well more than, it has now been more than 24 hours. So if it took 8 hours to rest...
I'm gone.
Yeah, then that means the travel took about 18 hours. Which is a lot. So I don't think we're going to go back to Mabus Hut again.
I'm gone.
But we might rest in the... Well, actually, I think Mabus Hut is closer to the mortuary, so maybe we will rest there one more time. So no, I think that's fine. Alright, Kesai.
Never trust a Tanari, that's what I say.
I agree. Tanari by their nature are unpredictable.
She's not a Tanari. Alright, I don't know what that was about. Kesai looks a bit disheveled, but strangely more confident. And the last time you saw her... Hello again. And before you ask, yes, I'm sure I can help you now. Nenny volunteered to allow me to visit her dreams last night. I figured if anyone's dreams should be relatively safe to visit, it would be hers. She pauses and then whispers, I had no idea. I don't think she has any idea. Morta wants to know more. And Tessa, of course, shakes her head. Yeah. I understand, or I won't pry. Let's say it's the same thing, I don't care. Morta starts banging his forehead against the nearby wall. The planes are so cruel. Thank you for understanding. And you have my word that I'll keep whatever we find in your dreams in the same confidence. Shall we go? Ready when you are.